It's been a year since the release of Insta360's X3. Since then, I've used it on every one of my motorcycle adventures, at night, in the rain, on-road, off-road, and even destroyed one. Okay, maybe two. In this video, we're going to look at my experiences with the X3, the personal settings and techniques I use to capture the best image quality as possible, as well as answering a whole bunch of your questions. But first, this video is sponsored by Insta360, and if the Insta360 X3 is a piece of gear that you would like to add to your kit, then make sure you hit the link in the description below to grab the Moto Bundle for free with every X3 purchase. Look at all those goodies in there. You want that. You want this. Before I head out on a ride, I like to make sure that my Insta360 is prepped and ready to go. First, I load it up with a freshly charged battery, format the card, mount it to my bike, and head out. The Insta360 has been my go-to camera for not only capturing different interesting angles of me riding, but to also capture my surroundings. I don't need to think so hard about which way the camera is pointing, because one position brings you multiple angles that you can use over and over again. So it's a no-brainer that the X3 comes with me wherever I go and is an essential part of my filming kit. The battery lasts up to 80 minutes, which is more than enough for most rides when using quick capture. If I'm on a longer ride using the GPS remote for when the camera is too far to reach, then I'll take a spare battery with me. The screen and everything turns off, which is handy, but the battery still just slowly gets drained with it being on all the time. You want it to be on all the time so that you can just hit record on and off anytime you want. Bluetooth Wake Up allows you to turn the X3 on and off via the remote or app, which can help you save battery while you're riding. Just remember to disable it before you turn your camera off. I also find that 64 gigabytes of memory is more than enough for a single ride. If you're shooting more than that, then you're either not offloading your memory card after each ride, or you're overshooting. You got so much. You got so much content for one ride. Holy crap. To mount the camera to my bike, I mainly use the claw and invisible selfie stick, not exceeding the first two extensions because it can get super wobbly. And not only that, if you have it extended too far and you hit a couple of bumps, then the Insta360 is going to slowly just keep falling down until what happened with this one, it just hit the deck and was just scraping on the ground as I was going down a downhill dirt road. And I couldn't stop it, and I was just going over rocks and everything like that. So one side's completely destroyed. But I did have it mounted to a really thin bar using the claw mount, which wasn't ideal. And then because the bar was horizontal as well, it made it really easy for the claw to just slip. So if you have a mounting spot on your bike with a vertical bar, claw it to that. That reduces the chances of it sliding down, and you won't have this happen to you. That's destroyed Insta360 X3 number 1. I'm just gonna put it here next to the other one. The claw also allows me to easily and quickly move the camera around my bike. Places where I can't use the claw, I use the adhesive bases which are included in the Moto Mount Bundle kit. Yeah, this one got hit hard. You can just imagine it. Tarmac road, hooking about 100 k's an hour, and this is rips off with the selfie stick and everything attached. And yeah, it got absolutely demolished, but I'm happy to say that it was still working. It was running fine. It still actually works. It's just destroyed. I guess I can use the scratch lenses as an effect if I feel like I need to. Maybe one day I'll figure out something to use this for. So the reason why that happened is because I had it mounted to this surface. Now if you see closely, that surface is rough, I guess, I don't know what you call that, but it's not completely smooth. So that combined with high speed, doing about 100 k's an hour, and I had the selfie stick extended out quite a lot. It just slowly peeled back and then just ripped that off. I had that mounted right here before disaster struck. So I've got this one mounted here, which I'll probably never use. I might just rip that off and then mount another one under here on a nice flat surface. And this mount here works really well. It's on a really nice smooth surface. It gives me an awesome angle showing all my surroundings while I'm riding. I use the key to tighten this up really nice and tight. And yeah, love it. Now for the settings, I don't really play around with them too much. It's more of a set and forget type vibe. Depending how I feel, sometimes I'll punch in a manual setting like white balance, so it's just, locked in at that. Or I'll mess around with the grades as well, so I might just put it in log just to change things up a little bit. But the settings I'm about to share with you are the ones that I use 85% of the time. So if you just swipe down on the screen, hit the little gear icon, you're gonna see a few settings there just under voice control. I have anti-flicker on auto, video bitrate high, video sharpness to low. I also have auto sleep to 1 minute, so it just goes to sleep as soon as possible to save battery as much as possible. And then exiting out of that, going into the camera settings, always 5.7K. And then for your color profile, I use Vivid, white balance set to auto, EV0, and yeah, that's it. And then I just hit record and pew, away we go, baby. Nothing crazy, nothing special. Now this is how those settings look during the day, at night, and in the rain. I'd like to point out that time of day has a massive influence on the image quality that your Insta360 will capture. If the day looks a bit flat, it's overcast with not much color, then your shot's not going to be that interesting. This isn't the case for only Insta360 cameras, but for pretty much every camera out there. Of course, if that's the look you're going for, then go for it. Also, the night quality of action cameras aren't the greatest due to the tiny little sensors and the lack of light being able to reach the sensor. If you do want to shoot at night, try and film where there's the most street or ambient light, or grab yourself this bad boy, the 1-inch mega sensor Insta360 camera. The lens is huge, man. It has the best night quality due to its massive 1-inch sensor. If you shoot in the middle of the day where the sun is at its highest, the image quality might look a little harsh and contrasty with the shadows, which is normal across all different kinds of cameras, be it video or photography. So for the best image quality, in my opinion, I like to shoot at my favorite time of day, which is golden hour. This is the time roughly an hour before or after the sun rises or sets, where the sun and sky are doing the magical thing and making everything look epic. See, how good does that look? How good does that look compared to this? And they're the same settings, exactly the same settings, just different time of day. Now for editing, I mostly use the Insta360 Studio app to reframe and export. I export in 4K with these settings right here and use ProRes to retain the maximum amount of information in each file as possible. This makes it smoother for my Mac to process and gets the most out of my footage when it comes to grading. This does come at a hefty file size though, so make sure you've got some suitable hard drives, some big mammoth hard drives, ready to just load up with all your footage. And that's just because of the ProRes format anyway. If you don't have the ProRes format, if you want to do it in the other one, the file sizes are much smaller, but you don't get all the quality. And that's just ProRes in general. Your iPhone, if iPhone users, you can shoot in ProRes on this, but the file sizes are just the biggest things ever. Once exported out of the Insta360 Studio, I import the clips into Final Cut Pro where I snip, edit, and grade my clips. I always use the LUTs from my LUT pack, which I found in the description below. Go there, check them out. They work well on all action cameras and make any tweaks necessary. I have a complete start to finish workflow video that I'll link right here and at the end of the video in the playlist, the Insta360 playlist. So check it out if that interests you. Now, about a week ago, I asked you guys what would you like to know about the X3 for this review that I'm doing today, and you guys hammered me. You sent me a whole bunch of questions. Much were sort of the same. So I've categorized all your questions into 4 groups, starting with comparisons. A little while back, I released a video comparing all of the Insta360s for daytime and nighttime riding, which can be found here. Now they each have their perks and they each have their disadvantages. A lot of your questions were asking which I prefer. For me, I prefer the X3 due to its size, its performance, and its picture quality. But it really depends on your budget and what you're using it for. If you have the X2 and you're making videos for fun, posting a clip here and there on socials to show your family and friends, then I wouldn't see the need for an upgrade. The X2 is a great camera. If you're rocking the One RS with the 4K boost lens, as well as the 360 lens, and you're not sure if the X3 is worth the money, then keep working with the One RS. You get the best of both worlds. A lot of you were asking about a comparison between the GoPro and the Insta360 X3. So I just went out and bought myself the new GoPro Hero 12. It literally just came out today. So let's mount this up to the bike and do a comparison with the Insta360 X3. Here's the Insta360 footage, looking fantastic on this bright sunny day. And here's the GoPro Hero 12 footage. Now, don't get me wrong, I've always loved the look of GoPro footage. I think they have the color profile and image quality down, and I'd love to see Insta360 implement 10-bit color to their future models as well. What I don't like about GoPro is their reliability issues. I've had so many issues in the past, and I've actually had you guys write in as well, sharing your experiences with the issues that GoPro have brought you. Now let's spin around the camera so it's facing me. Spin it around. So like that'll be pointing at me there or something. And then let me do the same with the Insta360. Oh, hang on. I don't need to do a thing because that's pointing at me all the time. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. GoPro, yeah, I'm in the shot. And this is exactly the point I'm trying to make. We're in a new age where action cameras have evolved so that we're able to capture all the action around us while being able to live in the moment without having to worry about whether or not we have the shot. Insta360 are in a league of their own, with the best 360-degree camera on the market. Another common question asked was if I use lens protection. Short answer is I don't use lens protection. And if your Insta360 somehow detaches, then yes, you are going to destroy your lenses. They stick out a little bit and they're the first things to hit the ground, pretty much. In saying this, I do have a set of lens guards right here. Let's see what the quality difference is with them on compared to off. This is with the lens protection off, and this is with it on. Can you tell the difference? I can't really tell the difference. There's no stitch line, everything looks good. It's not blurry, it just looks the same. It looks the same. Now, in my opinion, while touring and not doing much extreme off-road riding, then I don't see the need for lens guards. In my experience, I've never had a stray rock hit the screen or the lens. Not to say that it can't or won't happen. When off-road riding, then I'd suggest to use the lens guards. If you hit a pothole or a jump, your Insta360 will most likely take a dive like what happened to me. And as soon as it hits the ground, the lenses are the first to take the hit. So you want to protect those bad boys. All you stunt riders out there on the trails, or adventure riders, whatever you may be. So many questions about workflow, and this just tells me that you guys haven't checked my playlist at all. So I have an Insta360 dedicated playlist that tells you about mounting positions, about the best angles, and how to edit your videos from start to finish using the Insta360 Studio app. It's helpful. It's helped a lot of people. Go and check it out if you haven't already. That'll answer so many of your questions that you asked. I'll link that playlist at the end of the video. Now, one of the very handy features about the Insta360 X3 app on your phone is that there's the ability to let AI reframe and create a short video for you. All you have to do is select the videos and press a button. Now, this is perfect if you're not like me and you really couldn't be bothered with the editing procedure. Now, to show you guys how easy this is to do, I'm gonna do an edit in real time using the AI feature. So first, I'm gonna take the memory card out because I have a memory card reader and it's just so much faster than the old transfer on the Wi-Fi. It is a must for those people that can't wait for that to transfer, but it isn't essential. It is super easy to use though. Android has the USB-C and iPhone has the Lightning. Let me fire up my phone, screen record. Okay, so we are in the Insta360 app. Now I'm just gonna stick the memory card reader in the bottom and it'll prompt me straight away going, hey, there it is, it's been connected. So now I can just go to my album and you can see all my videos there. So I'm just gonna go to stories here and you'll see auto edit at the top right. Boom, I'm gonna hit that. And then you can select the videos you want. So I'm gonna select these ones. So we're just gonna hit next on that. And then you can choose the length of video you want. I'm just gonna do the 1 minute 30. In 16:9, you can change your songs around. Boomski. You can change different templates as well. There are a whole bunch there to download. You get the picture. Very, very easy to use, very intuitive for you non-editors out there that just want to put a video up. It's the best. What a clever idea. Now I'll be releasing a dedicated video seeing all the different kinds of mounts and accessories that you can use to get the most out of your Insta360. And I'll have it linked right here once the video is published. But yes, there are some here that you probably don't know about and could make your filming days a lot easier. So make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell notification so that you don't miss out on that video. Now what I've mentioned above is only my experiences with the Insta360 X3. Now this is how I like to use it, but of course there are many different ways that you can utilize this awesome piece of kit. I find the X3 to be extremely reliable, the battery life is amazing, the flow state capabilities, keeping your image nice and smooth. I've not had an experience yet where the camera hasn't turned on. I've never had an SD card error, I've never had weird lockups or freezes or anything like that. And that's all I can ask from a camera. So Insta360 have nailed their software, they've nailed the hardware, and I'm looking forward to what comes next. If you're the kind of person that doesn't want to think too much about filming while riding, then yeah, this is for you. And if you are that kind of person, then it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Don't forget about the deal below. If you want the Moto Bundle kit for free, use my affiliate link and you'll get one with every X3 purchase. I hope I answered your questions. I hope I answered some of them at least. Check out the playlist right there. That's going to answer all your things, all your troubles, all your questions. Most of your questions anyway. Hopefully this one answered your questions. But that will definitely help you in the future to making some awesome videos or just to get the most out of your Insta360. Check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next vid. Yeah.